Yesterday, we had Sebastian call us during a segment we did called Creepy Kids, when your kids have done something a bit creepy.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
yeah.
his was next level because his daughter, he believes, is possessed. He's convinced that something weird is going on, something supernatural. Take a listen to what he told us yesterday.
I'm going through a serious thing with my daughter at the moment. She's been very defiant. Yesterday in church, she growled at my wife in a deep growl that wasn't normal. And she looked at my wife and said to her, "It's not who you think it is." And over the past few days, we've been finding out that she's been talking to somebody in her bedroom. And yesterday I had a good chat to her, and she kept looking around behind over my shoulder. And I said, "Darling, who are you looking at?" And then she described a man that keeps following her and tells her to do things. Yesterday in the shopping centre, she tried to pull her hair out. She goes, "Don't touch me, I'm going to smack you." And it's not her voice. She changes, her demeanour changes. And when she does these things, she doesn't remember doing it. It's like it's not her at that time and moment.
Oh, how worrying for you.
Yep, totally possessed.
So he told us yesterday afternoon that he was going to have some professionals visit his home to try and get rid of this evil spirit. And we have Sebastian on the phone for an update. Hi, Sebastian.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How did it go yesterday?
Well, yesterday I got a phone call from my wife before I got home, and she said that she heard scratching and banging coming from my daughter's bedroom. That was just maybe an hour or two prior to these gentlemen arriving.
Yeah.
As soon as they arrived, they walked into my house and they felt a real heaviness through the house. They said, "Upstairs." Straight away, they instantly said, "Let's go upstairs." So we went to my daughter's bedroom and they began to search through the bedroom to see if they can find a symbol or something that could have caused it to come.
Yeah.
Looking around, we couldn't find anything. And then my wife pulled some toys back from near the back of her bed and found a cross that was facing upside down. And as in our religion, an upside down cross is like a mockery of the Christ. So they said, "All right, let's begin the ritual." We began the ritual.
What is the ritual? Is there things on?
It's a lot of prayer.
Right.
It's a lot of prayer that they say. A lot of it I couldn't understand because it was he kept his voice really low and he spoke to her quietly into her ear,
Mumbling like a lot of these priest types do.
He began to cry, and all of a sudden she became like weak at the knees and started going down like she's tired. And then all of a sudden she says, "I've got pain in my throat," and she says, and the gentleman said, "That's it. We're trying to force it out." And from the throat it moved down to her chest, the pain, and from the chest it moved down to her stomach. Till eventually we felt that she started coughing and coughing and coughing, and he said, "That's her releasing it. It's coming out. It's coming out." This went on for about 2 hours. I helped. I had to join in and help with the prayer session. And then all of a sudden, after 2 hours, she started smiling and she was really happy. It was my little girl again. She started jumping around and doing cartwheels like she normally does before, and things were great. And then this morning, my wife calls me and she says, "It's back again." I said, "What do you mean? What's going on?" She started screaming at her again this morning. Started spitting at her, and she ran upstairs. And my wife said, "I'm going to come after you. I'm going to come and see what you're doing." She's gone upstairs and she tried to self-harm herself in her bedroom.
What was she doing?
She put something around her neck.
Oh, my goodness.
And have you thought of doing about some psychologists or other ways other than the priest?
Well, I think
Not yet. It's the reason I don't think it's psychological is because a child can't change within just like that and just start doing these things out of the ordinary. She's never done it before.
And you believe that it's definitely some sort of evil spirit and not her just having other issues? You know, like there's something that a doctor
like no one's bullying her at school, or there's no other thing.
Loves going to school. She used to love going to church. Now she hates it. She goes, "I hate church."
God, well, see, this is out of my realm of. Like normally, I've got an answer for everything, but this is I'm over my head here. Now, hang on, we've got another caller here, Nicole, who's a psychologist. She's got
Nicole.
a different angle on it. Hi, Nicole. You're on the air with Sebastian. He's beside himself.
How are you going?
This father's beside himself. He's happy to take any help
from
at
anyone.
all. What do you want to say about it?
Sebastian, I really just wanted to let you know that there can be some psychological issues that could cause this to happen quite rapidly. They can be things like poisoning from herbicide or pesticide, medication, could medical condition that's causing her to have psychological issues. And I'd strongly recommend getting in touch with a psychiatrist at least to rule it out.
I would do that too.
Yeah, well, anything, any angle I'd take.
Because you can do them all, but I think definitely seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist, I'm not sure what the difference is between the two, but just at least, because this in itself is traumatic, what she's going through.
Totally.
Laura, you wanted to say something as well to Sebastian.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, hi guys. So Sebastian, I think you need to take a really deep breath. Obviously what's happened this morning is horrendous. I went through the same thing with my son who was 7 at the time, and it got to the point where he tried to harm himself with a kitchen knife because he'd had enough. He experienced the same things. His personality would switch suddenly, like out of nowhere my little boy would disappear, and he would be so mad, refuse to go to school, say that he would see things, and honestly, I took him to the emergency room, and 3 years later, I have my little boy back.
So what happened?
What was it?
What he got diagnosed with dysfunctional mood dysregulation disorder. I know that sounds like a lot of gibberish, but he couldn't control his moods, and he was literally in a different reality to everybody else.
Right.
And
so it turned out to be a mental illness of some description,
It did. But mind you, as scary as that sounds, 3 years later, he's completely unmedicated. He's classified as gifted and talented. He's doing amazingly well. So if you seek out that right help, you'll get your little girl back.
Yeah, I reckon any help, not just sticking to the religious round, or the black magic way, or the every way possible. If it was my child, I'd be getting
Exploring all avenues, I
from
think.
every angle.
Yeah.